Hello, and welcome to Craig in China Watch 25 of the best Christmas movies ever made according to lists on the internet that we haven't seen. We've seen the lists, we haven't seen the movies.
Yeah, and also, some of them aren't going to come from lists on the internet because we're making substitutions because we are grown-ups and this is our house.
And we've seen a few that were like, these should not have been on the list.
Yeah, so we feel perfectly comfortable just toying around with the list.
We're changing things now.
We're changing.
The whole experiment is changed midway through.
Yeah. Ooh, a twist.
Just like a Christmas movie to have that shocking twist.
Today, we're going to watch one that I substituted in because my friends are raving about it. And it sounds exactly like something I would want to watch. Mm-hmm. This is the first one that I am like actively excited to watch, I think.
Really?
I think so.
You weren't, wow.
Yeah. I think I was like, maybe the closest other one was like while you were sleeping. Mm-hmm. But that was the first one. Mm-hmm. So I was just like had enthusiasm for the project. That's gone. It's over.
Yeah.
It's just, you guys, it's nothing wrong with most of these movies. Nothing wrong with any of it. And I'm having a good time while we're doing it. But it's hard because we've given up our evenings and also sometimes our free time during Ada's nap to just one activity, is just watching Christmas movies and talking about it. And so
it's quite a commitment.
It does begin to wear on you the longer it goes on. Maybe next year we'll do like 3. No, next year we'll probably do 25 again.
You know what I'm a little worried about is editing the final video.
Yes.
For this.
Well, that's the thing, and
because there's gonna be a lot of footage for me to go through.
Well, I mean, it was your idea to talk longer about it and make each one its own video.
I know, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, you dug your grave. Mm-hmm. Now lie in it. What was I gonna say?
I could make that video could potentially be 40 minutes long.
It could be
50. Could be an hour.
It could be. It probably shouldn't be.
It probably should be. I mean, we have like 5 minutes at least of gold in each one. So,
I mean, it will be really hard to make these decisions. I don't think it should be an hour long.
Okay, 2 hours?
I think that you could possibly get away with 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. That would be really long for one of your videos, but it wouldn't be like that much longer than your longest videos. I think that...
Yeah, but if I do 30 minutes, then that means... So it's got like a little more than a minute on each movie.
I mean, all of these videos are still going to be up.
True.
If people want to see all of the gold. But
people don't go to the second channel. They just don't.
Well, the people who are here do.
I know, and you guys are great.
They're the best ones.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody else, kind of. Kind of.
Well, the main channel is usually when I make a video for the main channel these days, it's designed so that strangers will enjoy it.
Yes. That is not how you used to make your videos back in the day.
No. And it's not always how I make them on the main channel today either, but it's generally the goal to try to make sure everything is explained and set up in a way that anyone can understand it.
Yeah. That's why Ada's such a big fan. Our 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
4-year-olds in particular are the...
That's your core audience.
Demographic. I'm failing at getting my demographic. But first, let's address comments from the previous upload. Okay?
Okay, I didn't look at them.
Darn, I didn't either. Okay, let's move on.
Did you?
Not really. I did. I looked at them, but I don't really remember anything to address in particular.
Okay. Comment time is over.
Yep, that's true. Single All the Way is the movie we're going to watch.
Yeah.
We didn't even say it. No.
The movie.
Yeah. The sequel to Single Bells. Right? Right?
No.
No?
No, but one of my friends said that this movie was what she had wanted Happiest Season from last year to be.
We watched that as one of our movies last year, didn't we?
We did, and it was like kind of disappointing. Parts of it were really good, but we were like, this is... we didn't really like the way that it went.
No.
So I'm very hopeful for Single All the Way. I need that. I need a little rom-com.
Yeah. Here's a thing I want to address in the comments. Not any particular comment, and I can't remember a specific one right now, but in several videos, people are suggesting movies that we have seen last year. So you got to go watch that video.
Yeah, go watch that video
from last year. Like someone just recommended Klaus.
We've seen
one of our faves.
It was.
I don't want to say if it was absolutely our fave because I don't want to spoil it.
It was so good.
Yeah.
We haven't watched that with Ada. Is it because...
I think, I don't think we ever discussed it, but I've avoided suggesting it because it's scary at first.
It is kind of scary at first.
And pretty, but it might be okay. It's got some violence. It's got some adult themes.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a movie that's a little harder for her to understand. Also, she's just going to want to watch The Grinch every day for the rest of her life.
That's true. She's been watching The Grinch, the one we watched for this. That's a movie you liked that we watched. You weren't that excited to watch it, I guess.
I was moderately excited to watch that one. Yeah.
Okay.
And I really like it. I mean, I've seen it 30 times now since we watched it. And I do not like it any less.
It's good.
I feel like
I like it more now.
It's a very rewatchable movie. Bravo.
So now we're going to watch the timeless classic, Single All the Way. It's been a classic for so long.
Yeah.
It came out this year. Supposedly
it came out like
a week
4 days ago.
We never even heard of it until a couple of your friends and my friends suggested it. I'm mildly excited to watch it.
I think you're going to like it. There's an airplane outside. There's a lot of airplanes outside, but there's one directly over.
Very glad we watched the last movie, Comfort and Joy. Loved it.
Yeah, I did enjoy that movie while we were watching it, but like I haven't thought about it all day except when you brought it up. You know?
I haven't stopped thinking about it.
I know. It's competing with the local hero in your brain and in your heart.
Yeah, it's ruining my everyday relationship with local hero.
So not only do you have no time to think about me anymore, you also now you have a second movie, so you probably have no time to think about our daughter anymore either.
Who?
Yeah, I thought this might happen.
Local hero? Anyway, let's watch Single All the Way.
Okay.
Single bells, single all the way. Mildly excited. Rolling. Yep.
There we go. That was unnecessary.
Yep.
So, that was Single All the Way.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I know how you felt about it.
Well, how did you feel about it?
I really enjoyed it. Were there problems? Yes. Yes. There were things that there were moments that just felt weird or forced. Or hokey. But I can forgive all of that in Christmas rom-com. I think that a little bit of forced hokey cheese is fine. And overall I just really liked the story. I thought I liked the family. I liked everything.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah. My one big issue, and this is an issue with a lot of movies we've discovered, is when they're set in a small town not a lot going on. It's not like the big city or anything. It's a small town. And then it's like got like the most beautiful, well populated with stores, thriving, bustling main street of like any place in the world, which is just so unrealistic for a small town.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a place.
Maybe it wasn't that small.
Well, yeah. It was made to seem like it was pretty small. New Hampshire is not a super highly populated state.
That's true.
And if it's not like one of the main cities in New Hampshire, it would be pretty smaller than that. Small
towns, like in movies like this Hallmark movie we just watched.
Okay, well, it's not a Hallmark movie.
It was a Hallmark movie. They're always like, it's all the downtown. Everything happens in the really quaint, beautiful downtown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's like, again,
I mean, that's fine.
Again, like every storefront was filled except the one that wasn't filled because it was a part of the plot at the end.
Yeah.
Every storefront is filled. Like all of the stores appear to be doing well. All of the facades are well maintained.
Yeah. There's no fast food.
No. It was, and like stores that like types of stores that you wouldn't necessarily like, lots of little boutiques and like a nice coffee shop and stuff, which it just doesn't. Yes, there are places that are smaller towns that probably have a thriving main street, but it seems unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, richer small towns.
Yeah.
Northern suburbs of Chicago, small towns.
Sure, yeah. And even how small are those? They're just small compared to Chicago, but they're still highly populated.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. All right. So, Miracle on 34th Street next. Oh, do you want me to talk about it?
I'd like for you to talk about it. I mean, yeah.
Not for me.
Not for you. And
I would say the last third of it, I enjoyed more. Mm-hmm. The first 2/3, it was like this to me. It was like going up a roller coaster, and then you get to the top, and then you stay here. It just stays here. It was like constant dialogue back and forth. Not very funny jokes. Just like they were trying to be funny, and most of the time it just didn't land for me, and it was just made me uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And but it never stopped. It was just like woo.
There was a lot of dialogue in this movie. There's a lot of talking.
And I'm not against fast dialogue either, but this was like, to me, it felt like no dynamic to the dialogue. It was just like woo, we're just gonna talk.
Yeah, it was like sort of like Gilmore Girls-y, but not as well executed in terms of like the story and the dialogue and everything.
Yeah, I like Gilmore Girls.
I know. Yeah.
And that's fast dialogue. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It was really hard for me to pay attention sometimes because all the dialogue was just, I would tune it out because it just felt like a constant hum. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But towards the end, it did slow down, and once the plot started to kick in a little more,
right?
There were moments. They actually felt like there were moments where you could sit and breathe and think about what was happening. Mm-hmm. But overall, I don't know. It's not my kind of movie.
Yeah. I also, one of your criticisms while we were watching it was that it didn't really seem like you weren't getting a lot of like hints or anything that either of our main characters actually had feelings for each other aside from just being friends. And I can see that. It was very subtle, the like hints that they were dropping in, and I don't know if that was like a deliberate choice, if they thought that that there was enough and it just ended up not necessarily being, or if it was like an issue with the chemistry of the actors.
Well, I think It was bothering me that they apparently they lived together for like 9 years.
Well, they'd known each other for 9 years.
9 years, but did they live together?
Yeah,
they lived together. They had never. I'm going to spoil, so there can be spoilers here. Mm-hmm. They had never hooked up, and to me, I wanted to know why. Like, why was it completely platonic, even though it really wasn't? And his entire family wanted them to hook up, which I also found a little weird that they were just constantly obsessed with them hooking up. That made me uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, you're saying hooking up. That feels like it has a connotation. They wanted them to be together.
Be together, yes. Well, yeah, another thing was the family constantly, that's all they talked about was them getting together, and that was just weird to me. But then later you do learn a little bit more about what their actual relationship was and why he didn't want them. I mean, it makes sense. He didn't want them to be together because they'd ruin their friendship, and they started to be a little more, they started to hint more at their chemistry. It started to come out a little more towards the end. Mm-hmm. I think that would have been better earlier.
I mean, I think it was fairly easy to just assume that they'd never, like, the reasons that they'd never gotten together before were either, like, they just didn't have any romantic feelings toward one another. And maybe that was true for a long time or something, although he says, like, he's had feelings for him off and on. Or that, like, it didn't seem worth the risk because he, like, this was the first friend he made when he moved to LA, and they had, like, been there for each other through all of that. And he has a history with relationships, like, not lasting very long and ending poorly and everything. And, like, yeah, of course he's not going to want to, like, he really loves this person, maybe romantically, but also just deeply, like, as a person, and wants to have him in his life. And I could totally see not wanting to risk losing that, especially the longer that the friendship went on. You know, if you've been friends with someone for like 4 years, best friends, your roommates, you live together, you know.
But I felt like that was an awful lot of assuming on my part. I wanted to know more about it. Like, to me, all I knew from the beginning, because the beginning to me was just nonstop hum of quick dialogue. I didn't feel anything about the relationship other than they were friends in LA. They lived together for a while. He's going to pretend to be his boyfriend on their trip. And he was just entirely no reaction, no emotion about it. It's like, yeah, cool. Yeah, we're buds. Let's do it. Like to me, I felt nothing more than that until
he didn't
later.
Want to pretend to be his boyfriend. He agreed to do it, and he didn't want to spend Christmas alone, so he agreed to go, but he really didn't want to do the fake boyfriends thing.
But he agreed to do it, right? Yeah,
and then he, like, blew it immediately when they arrived.
Yeah, sorry, it was hard for me to pay attention.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice for the tables to have turned, where I enjoyed a movie and you're shitting all over it.
I mean, I think we agreed most of the time.
Yeah, but, like, I have a much more, despite the flaws that I see in the movie, I have a much more positive view of it overall, because it just was a fun time for me, and it wasn't for you.
Not really.
Yeah, because of the flaws, it wasn't a fun time for you.
It wasn't because of the flaws. It was because I just couldn't pay attention. I was having a hard time getting into it from the beginning. I was just having a hard time. Yeah,
because of, like, the ways in which it wasn't working for you.
Yeah.
Because of the flaws.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand your perspective on this movie. I totally get it. I just felt differently about it. I just had a fun time with it. There were times that it was a little harder to get into in the beginning than I thought it was going to be when I was anticipating watching this movie. And I didn't like it as much as I thought that I might, as I hoped that I would. But I did like it. I had fun.
Well, good.
I'm glad to have seen it.
Good. And if you liked this movie, that's great too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not for me. I mean, you already know I don't want to watch Hallmark movies. And
which is good that this one wasn't a Hallmark movie.
it was.
That's that's a specific television channel. It's like a brand.
It was a Hallmark movie.
I mean, it was basically a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Although, sometimes I can enjoy a Hallmark movie, I suppose.
No, you can't.
Okay.
I'm glad that we didn't do my idea for Christmas movies this year, starting in 1995 and going backwards from every year, because there would have been a lot more of Negative Craig, I think.
You think?
I'm remembering last year, you really did not enjoy like a lot of the movies that we watched. And
That's true.
You were much more negative, like overall.
Yeah, but
we were talking
but we
about
weren't
that
but we weren't as public about it. So the real Craig came out.
Ah.
Right?
Yes. I'm glad you're holding back.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I am holding back, really.
No.
I didn't. Yeah. So far, I was pretty negative about Bad Santa and Scrooged. Anywho.
Sorry, I had to yawn. It's that time of night.
Yep. Sorry for being so negative, everybody. Just the kind of guy I am.
It's just who he is as a person.
Negative Craig, they call me.
Negative Craigative.
Negative Craigative. But thankfully, I won't be so negative next time, because we'll be watching Miracle on 34th Street.
Which everybody knows is a fantastic movie. Even I know that, and I haven't seen it yet. But I will see it soon.
Mm-hmm.
Next.